So the question that came to me, of course, was she's not willing to provide a statement. She did not want him charged. So what happens if she does not cooperate with the investigation? Now, 99% of the time in kind of criminal elements, no victim, no crime. You cannot successfully prosecute a crime without a victim unless there's something like egregious, or it's on video, or it's in the public interest. So the public interest and it's on video, you have overwhelming evidence, can outweigh not having a victim in this case. But it's different with domestic violence cases, and each state and jurisdiction is different, but generally speaking, everyone has a domestic violence policy. And I'll say a specific regional example of why that is. So there was in an area where I am back in the day, there was a domestic violence situation between a couple. And she would always call the police on her husband after being assaulted. And she would never want charges. She would never cooperate. She'd want him in jail for the night just to sober up, no matter how badly he beat her. And then sometimes she would actually press charges, but she'd later withdraw her statement or recant her statement. And they would drop the charges every time. And then one day, he poured gasoline on her and he lit her on fire and she died. And so the prosecution service got together with the government at the time and said, how can we prevent this stuff from happening in the future? How can we take the responsibility out of the victim's hands? So what they decided was, it's no longer going to be the responsibility of the victim to press charges. It's going to be the responsibility of the police to press charges. So if the police believe there was evidence of a domestic assault, they must press charges. They don't have a choice anymore. They must. And it has nothing to do with whether the victim wants to cooperate at all. Now this is done so that the offender can't blame the victim, because it's no longer the victim making that decision, it's the police. And the offender can be mad and hate the police as much as they want, as long as that takes away from them being mad and hating the victim. And this also allows charges to be temporarily approved, maybe no contact conditions approved for a certain amount of time. But when it goes to trial, a lot of the times it's pleaded down or thrown out to just a restraining order or a peace bond, depending where you live, and not actually a successful conviction. Because it is still difficult, despite those policies and rules, it's still difficult to get a successful conviction for those instances without a cooperating victim, but not impossible. I mean, there was a lot of evidence, physical evidence, that she had been assaulted. So could they still get a successful conviction? Yeah, they could. Not as successful as if she was cooperating, but they still could. And hence why he was still charged, because with domestic violence cases, they don't mess around. They can't. In most jurisdictions, they can no longer kind of ignore that because it's been such a long-standing issue. Violence in the home is often underreported. So I just wanted to quickly give my thoughts on, I know someone asked me, hey, someone said, she's not cooperating, how did they charge him? And so I just wanted to give just my opinion on that. Anyways, so we'll see how this saga unfolds again for Jon Jones. He recently came out on Instagram saying now he's done with alcohol forever. I don't think he is, but we will see. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Hit that like, subscribe. Feel free to comment if you have any further questions. I have no problem answering them in the comments or in another video. Thank you.